Say hi if you're jumping on. Say hi. I'm about to share the live to my story and everywhere else. So say hi if you're jumping on. I am sharing the live. And tonight we're talking about the energy. Can you guess what the energy is? Yes. We didn't go live last week because I ended up being sick last week. I tried to go live, but I was like, oh, I can't do this. So this week we live though. We live, action, yes, all the things. And it's an important week. Matter of fact, I'm sharing it live now. So let me know if you're on, where you're tuning in from. Say hi while I share to a few people. Let me share this out. And we're talking about the energy, the inner God. Say hi, say hi, say hi. Let me share this one more, please. Okay. Say hi if you're jumping on. I am sharing the live right now before we get started. Tap, 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 tap. Do all the things or whatever. Let me know where you're tuning in from. All the things, because tonight we're talking about the energy. The energy, boo. Yes. What is the energy? What is it? Do you know what it is? Let me know, let me know, let me know. And we're going to start in a minute. I'm going to get a little water because my throat has been doing something, but I'm going to get a little water. Say hi, say hi, say hi. So, we're talking about the energy. The energy is the inner God. We all have an inner God. And we connect with the inner God, we start to living, creating, and birthing magic in this world. And that's why it's so important, it's so fundamental for us to connect with our inner God, our energy. Because if you know anything, your energy does what? Creates your energy. You get that? Your energy creates your energy. So, if you don't have energy, you can't do nothing, all these different things, connect back to your energy. Your energy is the one that gives you the life force. You wouldn't be here without your inner God. You wouldn't even be in this physical reality. So therefore, you're expressing an experience. Hi, Cammie, how you doing? Tonight we're talking about the energy and the importance of the energy. Do you know what the energy is? The energy. Because your energy creates your energy. Your energy is your inner God. Your inner God creates your energy. And when you're connected to your inner God, then therefore you're able to create the reality you came to create. You're able to do the things you need to do. You're able to move the way you need to move. I'm not saying it's not going to be hard times. I'm not saying that. But when you are connected with your energy, you're able to walk through those hard times. You're able to come out on the other side. Because every time I follow my energy, I'm telling you, even when it look chaotic, look all the different things or whatever, end up working out. Always work out. It always work out. But see, we get so scared. We get so in survival mode. We get so in our fears and people and limited beliefs and all the different things and what society tells us how we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to do. But then we're not following our true passion, our calling, what our energy is trying to birth through us, as experience through us. And see, if we don't connect with that, we won't know what that looks like. And so how do you do that? I remember when I wasn't connected to my energy, like the energy is that little voice inside of you that you know is so subtle and it's expansive at the same time. And you know it when you feel it. Like I tell everybody, can't nobody tell your relationship with God. I can't tell your relationship with God. Pastor can't tell your relationship with God. Only you can discover your relationship with God. And that's because God lives within you. God is within. Even the Bible talks about it. I don't know why people seem to forget these things and push over even. And I'm not even religious. I'm not even Christian anymore. But I don't even understand why when you learn how to read the Bible, you can really decipher what's really being said. Because God is within you. What does that mean? That means God is legitimately within you. You are God experiencing itself. We all are. Like God is everything. It's inside of you. It's inside of me. It's inside the plants. It's inside the air. It's inside everything. And it's experiencing, expressing itself. So if you're not connected with that part of yourself that gives you life, that it helps you to birth things into this reality, then how are you going to create the life you came here to create? How are you going to make change into this world? How are you going to do any of those things if you're not connected with your energy? You're just going to be living in scarcity, living in what somebody else telling you the job you're supposed to have, doing whatever else somebody telling you you're supposed to do, but you're not following your true inner calling. And that's what this live is all about. Following and connecting with your energy. Because when you do, you get the energy, get it? Energy to be able to create, to be able to do the things, even through the hard times, even through the good times, even through all the different things that you're going to experience in this life. Because this life is an experience. We came here to experience the highs, the lows, the deep emotions, the high emotions, the low emotions, all the different things. That's life. And it's beautiful, even the hard times when you look at it. Because it's teaching us something. We are learning. Our soul is expanding. And so, connecting to your energy is so important. If you've never connected to your energy and what that God inside of you feels like, then it could be several different things going on. So we're going to go over some of those things. Some of those things, a lot of those things, especially in society, look at it. Trauma. Trauma is the number one thing. When we get so barred down and so low in vibration that we can't even feel the high vibration of our inner God. We can't even fathom it. That's because we've allowed the illusion of this world. I'm going to get to talking. Let me take this off. We've allowed the illusion of this world to disconnect us from our true self, from our true inner light, from our true calling, from what we came here to do, from what we came here to create. And see, when we start connecting with our energy, I'm telling you, let me tell you how you know you're connecting with your energy. When you start to move in on your intuition, and people around you might be like, oh, that's crazy. How you gonna do that? What you gonna do? But you don't even consciously know all the steps. You just know you have this guidance that is pulling you in the direction to do something. Your energy is pulling you in the direction to do something. And you trust it. Because of course, why wouldn't you trust the God inside of you? Like, trust the God inside of you before you trust these folks in this world. Because they be lifing. But yes, so connecting to your inner God helps you to be able to do what you need to do in this life. Helps you to be able to do what you need to do for yourself physically. Help you to be able to do what you need to do for yourself, for your family, all the different things or whatever. And it's a journey getting there, especially if you've never connected to that part of yourself. Now, when we talk about trauma is some dense energy, but actually trauma even serves a purpose. And I actually love even the trauma that I've been through from childhood to whatever else. It made me into the person I am now. But with that being said, we want a generation of kids that don't have to go through all the things that we've been through. Like a lot of us or whatever, like our parents, we can't blame our parents because they only knew what they had to do. I actually look at it as every generation is actually getting better. If you look at it in hindsight, every generation is actually getting better because we try to do something different from what, our parents did because we saw it was messed up as a kid and we didn't want to do that. So we started working on ourselves. Like especially millennials, if you're a millennial on here, a lot of us are doing our internal work. A lot of us are looking at things and saying, are breaking the generational curses, are saying, this does not serve me. This is not serving anybody in our family. So why are we doing it? You saw from when you was a kid, it was messed up. And you might have got some trauma and you might have got, barbed down and all this stuff. But then you woke up and said, you know what? This is not how I'm meant to live my life. You know why? Because your energy has been pulling and calling you to remember who you are. And when we all individually remember that we're God in 3D form, came here in this experience that is us to experience ourselves in a tactile reality, then we start to moving differently. We start to creating differently. We started talking differently. We started doing all these different things. Because that's our true self experiencing ourselves in this reality. And so if you are bombed down by trauma, if you are living for the what this world is telling you to live for and not what your true self is asking you to live for, is guiding you to live for, is guiding you how to live, then you're going to be so disconnected from yourself and you're going to be wondering like, I got this job, I don't like it, I'm doing this, I don't like it, I don't feel fulfilled. That's because you're not connected with yourself. And even if you are successful in all the different things, just because you're successful don't mean you're connected to your energy. Let me get this straight. Let me get that straight. You can be successful because trauma has happened to you and you didn't want to live with that trauma. So you said, I'm gonna make sure I make money. I'm gonna make sure I do this. I'm gonna make sure I do all the things or whatever. And you go after it and you do it and you create it and you become wealthy. And then therefore, but then you're devoid inside, you're lonely because you're not connected to your energy. And that right there is what ends up causing in this reality a lot of black hole people. I like to look at them, black hole people. And what I mean by that is that they become so greedy, and it becomes greed. They started sucking up everything around them. Everything around them. Everything is just me, just sucking. Sucking. Don't care about anybody else. When we came here to be of service, not only to ourselves, but to everyone else, because everyone else is us. So, when you awaken to that energy, and you start to going with the guidance and internal guidance of your internal, like I was watching the Hard Knocks, School of Hard Knocks. I love it. I watch it every day. And he had a guy on there, and he called it his GPS, God Positioning System. I call it the energy, same thing. Energy, GPS, whatever you want to call it, it's the God within you. And so that right there will help you to get to any level, will help you to get through anything that you're going through. Anything that you're going, it's nothing too grand that you have went through or going through that your energy cannot guide you through. Nothing too grand. So, like I tell people, like I said before earlier, nobody can tell your relationship with God. Only you can discover that relationship with God. And you have to go within. Stop letting the world tell you what your relationship with God looks like. Stop letting the world tell you what you're supposed to do. Because when you are connected to with your energy, you know what's right and wrong. You know what to do. Nobody has to tell you what to do. You know not to go do this or whatever. You know not to do that. You already know because your inner God is not going to do anything to stray you to do something that's not in alignment with you. Now, you have to make sure you know how to connect with the inner voice, because if not, you can have your ego voice, and your ego voice can tell you other things or whatever. But like I tell people, how you can tell the difference between your energy and your ego? One key thing. Hi, Cousin Pooh. One key thing. Your energy is subtle. It's not bolstering. It's not trying to make you do something. You do it if you want to. That's you. You have free will. But your ego, oh, baby, it's going to be like, do it. You got to get. You know, all this anxiety like. And then you feel anxious and stuff. Your energy will never make you feel anxious. Never. You legitimately feel calm. Even if you have a storm going on around you, you will feel calm in the storm. I've had so many storms go on around me and be like legitimately, I'm just like, whew, at peace through the storms. Still through the storms. Storms will be over with, you know? So that's why connecting and following your energy is so important. And so with that being said, that's why my boyfriend and I started create inner peace. Inner peace. Your energy creates the inner peace. And even in the chaos, you're just like, okay, it's going to work out. I don't know how. You're not supposed to. Look, the conscious mind, let me tell y'all this. The conscious mind is not supposed to know everything. It cannot even fathom holding everything that exists in the cosmos and the universe and creation. It can't even fathom it. So why are you trying to get your conscious mind to figure out every piece of the puzzle? You're not supposed to know the how. You're supposed to see the vision and see it and feel it and embody it and let it unfold for you. And however that looks, it can be an idea, it can be somebody, it can be however it unfolds. And don't try to put stipulations on, oh, it only going to be this way, I'm going to get this, or I'm going to be, it could be any way. See, when we start doing that, we start to cut off our energy. Our energy has a limited realities on how stuff can work for us. We can only see maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 3, a couple different realities on how stuff can work for us. But that's how we see in our little bubble. But when you rise above it, like that's why I love hawk medicine, and when they always come to me or whatever, or eagle medicine, they remind me to rise above your problem, rise above your situation. When you rise above it, then you're able to see more than what you would see in the situation. That's like a hawk flying is going to see more of the land than I'm going to see just sitting on my back porch. I'm just going to see the grass, the water, the neighbor, whatever else. The hawk is going to see the everything else, the squirrels, everything, walking, all the different things. The hawk is going to see all that. And it's going to scoop down and get food when it needs to, all the different things. Because it rose above. So, your energy is going to guide you into so many different seasons. And it's going to be a beautiful thing if you allow it. Let me get some water. So I was going into what I was going to talk about, our children's cartoon. My boyfriend and I are creating a children's cartoon called Magic Mind Adventures. It's on the tube. It's in the Ink and the IO. You can go check it out. You got kids, you got grandkids, you got all the different things. Because this right here isn't just a cartoon. It's not like anything else. It is an experience for not just your children, but for you too. Because a lot of us wasn't taught how to do the internal work. A lot of us still don't even know how to do the internal work. Thank you, Cousin Pooh. Still don't even know how to do the internal work. So if we have a generation that grows up knowing what big emotions are, knowing how to be able to move and navigate and all this stuff, what are we going to have? A paradigm that's not ran on all the chaos we see now. Because people will learn how to control their emotions, will learn self-mastery, will know it from an early age, will know emotional intelligence from an early age, will know all the things, because when these things came up inside of them, they knew how to connect to that little light inside of them. The series is called The Little Light, but the little light really means the energy. And we all have the energy inside of us. We just have to remember. Now, sometimes it might be a little, if you got a lot of gunk, you gotta move the gunk out the way so you can hear it and feel it and get to the energy. But you can do it. You can do it. And if you don't have a lot of gunk, it'll be easy to get there. The more that you do the work or whatever, the easier that it is to connect to your energy. Like I said, your energy creates your energy. You get your energy from your energy. Like legitimately, I think about people that have been diagnosed with stuff, like terminal stuff, and then doctors give them so long to live. Excuse me. And they stop anything, treatments, anything. Oh, excuse me, just burping, excuse me. And so, and then they live for 8, 9, 5, 6, whatever many years after they done gave them a sentence. That's because the willpower of your energy is way much stronger than anybody, than what any man can tell you what is wrong with you. What any man can say, you ain't gonna make. Your energy is way more powerful than anything. What's the best way to empower your energy? So the best way to empower, I would say the best way, because your energy is already empowered. I would say the best way to connect to your energy. First of all, you already know, Cousin Pooh. I know you're asking for a reason. Meditation, quietness, stillness. You're not going to find it out here bolstering this and that. Now your energy will give you stuff, synchronicities in this reality, like numbers and stuff like that. Or you might open up a online or whatever, or open up TikTok or whatever. You might get a message that somebody said or whatever, because they were channeling their energy. And then they did the message and did it on the phone for you. And now they're telling you from the guidance that their energy gave them to give. So that's one way. But connecting to your energy so you can know, you got to filter out the noise. This reality is so noisy when you think about it. We have so much going on, from work to relationship to hanging out with friends, family, to doing all these different things, to on our phones. So we got so many distractions in this world. I cannot tell you how many. And that's why this world is so disconnected, because we have so many distractions and we're not connected to our energy. So I tell my clients, the first thing you working with me, you gonna meditate. If you can't meditate, we can't work together. We cannot work together, because I'm telling you, meditation was the thing that saved my life when I first got on this journey, because it helped me to be able to realize that it was something more inside of me. It helped me to be able to pull up, let the trauma come up, and to release that trauma so I can gain back my true self. Because what people don't really understand is, your trauma creates shadows and wounds and emotions. And behind those shadows and stuff are your gifts. And see, if you're afraid to face your shadows, then therefore you're afraid to claim your gifts. And see, a lot of people, that's why a lot of people, when they start trying to say they're spiritual or whatever, because I don't like giving terminologies or whatever. Silence helps to connect to your energy. Yes, Cousin Pooh. So when people say that, I started doing spiritual stuff or whatever, and they got spooked. You got spooked because, baby, spirituality is not about all meditation, all this stuff. That's one part of it, trust me. But baby, do you know how many times I be on the couch or be on the floor crying sometime every day? Like my family know I have crying sessions, because I'm releasing what no longer serves me, what wasn't meant to hold on to my body. Emotions are energy in motion. They're meant to move. We're supposed to have something happen or whatever. We feel it, go through it in that moment, release it. Not something happened, feel it, and then shock, and then holds in our body, and then we bury it inside because we don't want to feel it. And then you wonder why you got chaos going on. You wonder why you got anxiety. You wonder why you're depressed. You wonder why you're this. You wonder why you're sick. You wonder why all the different things. That's because you did not release that trauma when it happened. And that's okay, because a lot of us have not been taught that. We have not been taught that at all. And a lot of times when stuff happened, we don't sometimes even register that it was trauma. Like I told my cousin, when, whatever, cousin Pooh, when we had moved here, we were staying in Airbnbs and stuff like that before we moved in our house or whatever. And so, we had an Airbnb that had mold and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff, whatever. And that created a trauma in me that I didn't even realize. I completely detached so I could go through that experience. And when I came back in my body or whatever, I was like, there was a trauma response. I had a trauma to that. But as soon as I realized it and identified it, I felt their emotions, cried them out. If something came up, I need to cry out. And I released it, or got angry and released it. Because I understand the work. I understand how to feel the emotions of what's going on, not to try to push them down. Because I'm telling you, when you push those things down, they will cause chaos in your energy. And when your energy first. And when you started causing chaos in your energy, then you wondering, think about this. Your energy is chaotic. Now, all of a sudden, it's not getting a release. It's not releasing. It's just chaotic. And all of a sudden, you started running, oh, I'm hurting. Your body keeps a score. So your body has held on to that trauma. And remember, even when you started doing mindset work, your body will still hold the trauma. Even when you start releasing and reprogramming. And that's why a lot of times, too, people start with doing mindset work and they revert right back. That's because your body has kept the score and you have not released it from its fascia and from your body. Awareness versus consumption. Yes. And so if you don't release that or whatever, then therefore it's going to steady pack up. Something that's happened. And then you wonder why you easily get triggered and all the different things, whatever this and that. I'm not saying you don't get triggered. Triggers are good because triggers are actually gifts if you look at them. Triggers show you where it is you still need work. And it's not for you to judge yourself. That's another thing about this journey. We do not judge. Even the Bible says thou should not judge. That means you should not judge yourself as well. That's what that means. So thou should not judge. That means you hold yourself accountable. You don't continue to do the same thing. You hold yourself accountable, but you don't judge. You look at it, you process it, you go through it, you see what you did wrong, and you course correct yourself. That's the work. And like I said, this isn't something that you do. Like I said on the last slide, this is something that you do on a Sunday, on one day, on a trip, on a you go to a little event or whatever. No. This is something you do daily. In some kind of form and way, you will be doing your work daily. Even if you don't have anything coming up, you're meditating daily. You're connecting to your energy daily. Like days, if I don't meditate, or I just don't take a minute to connect to my energy, I can feel that I feel a little off in energy. Because my energy comes from my what? Energy. So yes. So just think about it. So many people are not connecting to their energy every day. Then that means, especially when we wake up in the morning, trust me, I work in social media. I work on this phone all the time. Have to push it away. Sometimes, if I have a lot of whatever work, I probably get up and catch myself starting to work early. I'm like, oh, hold on. Let me pull it back. Might have to answer, email or something or whatever. Let me pull it back. Let me go and answer that instead. Let me go outside and meditate so I can connect with my energy. Or let me go in the tub and connect with my energy or something. Let me do something. Energy equals energy. Inner God. Yes, cousin Pooh. So, because when I don't, I'm like, what is going on? And then stuff can be so when you're connecting with your energy, you get insight. You get ideas. You get downloads. When we talk about downloads, that's what downloads are. Downloads are your energy. Pretty much, this is a computer built by consciousness downloading a new file in your computer for you to do something. So yeah, for you to create, for you to move, you might get an intuitive hit to go somewhere. You're like, where I'm going here? And you can meet somebody that could change your life. You can meet somebody that you was changing their life. It ain't always about you. Sometimes it's about somebody else. So sometimes we be going looking for stuff. Oh, did nothing happen? You could have changed somebody's life. You were meant to be there. You were meant to be the vehicle for God to change that person's life. Or they were meant to help you change your life. So never discredit your intuition, your inner God, your energy. Because when you're connected with it, life starts unfolding in a magical way. Me and my cousins, we always talk about this life is magical. When you connect to your energy, this life becomes magical. Magical, magical, magical. You started connecting back to your inner child. So could your energy be the same as the Holy Spirit? I would say yes, but you know how we talk about. Yeah, I would say yes. But in the same tone, I don't just want to say just completely yes. And the reason why I say that is a part of it, yes. Because when we look at the Holy Spirit, it is primarily feminine energy. Even though they took out the feminine energy from it, they just said Holy Spirit and didn't say feminine. They said Father, Son. Holy Spirit is supposed to be Mother, Father, Son. We know the Holy Spirit is the mother, So yes, the mother, think about it is this. The mother is, because when you think about God, source energy, it's not masculine nor feminine, but it is both at the same time. So it's both energies. So that's a fragment of it, yes. And so the other part would be those energies together. So the feminine energy, the Holy Spirit or whatever, is the vastness of everything. Think about women, think about us. Like, we're legitimately walking portals. We birth children. We're the vastness of creation. We have, and that's why people say we're so emotional, because we feel emotions in big ways because we're meant to. We're light and dark. We will birth and destroy at the same time. Yes. There's nothing like a woman's wrath. You better believe that. So yes, ain't no man even finna mess with a woman's wrath, baby, because it's a shoot. But yes. So with that being said, that is both of them. It's both of them. So yes, that is in a sense, but then it's not just the feminine energy. It's the feminine and masculine energy. It's the whole energy of creation. So the masculine energy would be more so like focusing in into a reality, like a focal point. And that would be taking the energy, that grand mass energy of everything, the feminine energy, and creating and manifesting it into form. Masculine and feminine life can keep working together. And we ain't talking about genders. We're talking about energies right now. So yeah. So that's the best way to describe it. Did that help, Cousin Pooh? Let me know if I described that well. Let me get some water. But it's so important to connect to that part of yourself, because your life will be transformed. And every season, you will move in a certain way. I'm not saying it ain't gonna be times you have imposter syndrome, you have fear. I'm not saying none of those things, but you have to constantly remember, connect to your energy, because we're really just guys with amnesia. This is exactly what we are, guys with amnesia, walking around here forgetting that we are powerful because we're connected to the one grand energy, and we allow other things that are disconnected from that energy to control everything. How do we allow things that are not connected to their energy to control the fabric of this reality? That's because we're guys with amnesia, forgetting what we truly are. And when we wake up to that, it becomes magical. It becomes powerful. We make change. We create the new earth. We become the founders of the new earth, because this is a new paradigm being birthed, and we see it, we feel it. Like, I ain't the only one. You see, you've been seeing it places. New earth here, new earth there, new earth there. That's because we've gotten these downloads from our energy of what we're birthing. Yes. And when we all wake up to our energy, then what we do? We change the paradigm. We create another reality. Even the ones that are so in the dark, so what you call it. Let me tell you something. One thing I always say is the darkness. A person that is so dark, or energy that is so dark, once it realizes that it's still connected to its energy, it will be the most powerful, I would say, light warrior. Thank you, Cousin Pooh. Light warrior. Because when you've been in the dark, and you've been the dark, and then you alchemize that energy to light, you are a powerful warrior, because you know exactly what it is to be the dark, to be in the dark, and you know exactly what it is to come out of it, and you know exactly what it is, because you're in your inner God now, to choose and to be. You're powerful. You are even more powerful than what you were when you thought you were, when you was in a low energy and doing effed up shit. You're even more powerful then. because you're connected to a grand energy. The energy that you've been looking for, that you've been searching for, and everything else, which is not gonna work. You're just still gonna be searching, getting little adrenaline highs or whatever, and that's it. That's it. And on to the next. And you wonder why people do all the different things, all the different things, because they're looking for this energy, but they're not going inside to connect with it. That is the most thing for me, but I get it because I've been there. We've all been there. We all do that. But when you start to seeing it, and one thing I will say, if you've been in a distance energy, it will take work to move through that. It's going to take work because you're so low in vibration. It's going to take work. But I'm telling you, the work is powerful. And then you're going to realize you're going to be powerful. So connecting to your energy. Hey. My done dog, she must hear somebody outside. She always barks every time. Hey! So yes. But yeah, so connecting to your energy is so important, because when you do, you're able to, thank you so much. Thank you, love. Thank you for sharing, liking the live. So when you're connected to your energy, you're able to create this life, and you're able to move in ways that are so powerful. You're able to not only just create for yourself, but create for the future, for the paradigm, for generations to come. And like I said, that's what goes back to our cartoon, Magic Mind Adventures. You go to the Ink in My IO, we have a cartoon we're already starting to work on it. We have if you go on my page right now, you can see the cinematic version of it without the animations, without the whole, vocal animations. But if you go actually on the tube, you'll be able to see the full with the vocal animations and everything. It's a process. We're loving it. This is my baby. And so it's a beautiful thing, because when we start to get in the new generation, the younger kids, if we have a generation of younger kids that know emotional intelligence, that know how to connect with their inner God, their little light, that knows all the different things, even through the chaos, it can be kids growing up in chaos, and they have somewhere to go to, and they know how to connect, they know how to meditate. Do you know those kids will be some powerful kids in this reality when they become adults and be able to change the world, create this new paradigm? Like, that's what we're doing. What do we want? We want the next generation to have more. So that's why this was given to me by my energy. My energy gave me this, and I'm birthing it into life. Because when I'm doing that, I'm making impact. My whole thing, which I have always said, impact over profits, impact over profits. If we had a model in this reality of businesses saying impact over profits, now we do have some, I'm not gonna lie, can't take away from those. But if we have majority impact over profit, you will see a different reality than what we see now. But see, we see profit over impact now. We see the opposite. It's reverse. But the new paradigm is impact over profit, impact over profit. Because when we're able, thank you so much, love, when we're able to make an impact and transform and help somebody in their life, they blossom and they go and do the same thing. And that's just like a wildfire. It is so powerful. It's so beautiful to have a life in reality where we're all working together, regardless of what creed, color, whatever your sexuality is, whatever all those things is, working together, creating a new paradigm. That is the beauty. That's what we came here to do. And we are waking up to that now. And the reason why I'm getting emotional, because when I see it, I had this vision from when I was a kid, when I first came into this reality. And I remember saying to myself that this world is so beautiful. Thank you so much, love. This world is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And then people started telling me, no, it's scary. This isn't it and all that stuff. And then I started shrinking, cowering, not shining my light, collapsing my energy. And so I started doing my internal work. Had my spiritual awakening, started doing my internal work, then I started transforming. I started moving different. I started talking different. I started embodying my energy. And I ask every day, the song, Follow My Steps in Your Name, Dear Lord. So that right there, that song is like, I hear it's like my grandmother talking to me. Like, I ask the Most High to let me walk in that version every day. How can I walk and be of service? How can I be of service to not only myself, but to my family, to people out there, to this reality? How can I be of service? And the more impact that I can make on this planet before I leave here, that's how I know I've lived a good life. The impact that I make is what lets me know I've lived a good life, regardless of whatever else. It's impact. Who can you change? Who can you help? It's so many people going through so much stuff in this reality and don't even see a way out. But when we can help make an impact, help transform people's life, help them to see and connect to the God within them, then you know what? It becomes magical. Because then they started walking and talking like they're in a God. We're all connected to the same energy. It's just it being what's the word I'm looking for? Materialized as different avatars. Like the same God living me, living you, live in the trees, live in the cat, live in the dog, live in the air, live in the water. It lives in everything. And when we start connecting that and living in that energy, you will see the new earth that we came here to birth. That's why we are here now. And you will get the insights and downloads of how you're supposed to move and what you're supposed to do, your next step. And you act upon it. Every time you act upon what your energy is guiding you to do, it works out. Even if it looks chaotic, even if the world is saying, oh, that's not going to work. I don't know how it's going to work. Like legitimately, when we moved here, we had to drive a 10-hour drive. When we moved here, I had to block. A lot of people didn't even know I was leaving. I was moving. My cousin put on his live, she knew. A lot of people didn't even know that I was moving until it was time for me to go. My mama knew. But baby, I couldn't tell a lot of people. Because people was already in my ear, like, how you going to do this? Because on paper, it looked like I should not have been able to move. But my energy said, a way is going to be made. And a way was made. A way was made. And instead of being made. And will continue to be made. So, yes, love you. Yes, Cousin Pooh, you know my testimony. You already know. It has been a journey, and I am so grateful for it. I am so stepped out on faith. Yes, faith over fear. I actually have a sign right here. Let me show y'all my sign right quick. Let me take my phone out the thing. You seen it, Cousin Pooh. Faith over fear. My mom bought that for me. For my office when we move. And that right there gives me, every time I step into this office, first of all, my office brings out my inner child. It's like a whole little girly, my inner child just screams in this office. And but when I see that, if I'm crying or going through something, faith over fear is my reminder. It's my reminder. Because every time when I feel that faith and I go into that faith, it works out. I might not know how, but it works out. And like I said, it ain't for your conscious mind to know how. That's another thing. That's how we get caught up a lot. How? You can't even see all the possibilities of the hows. You can only see 1, 2, maybe 3. Like I said, a couple of them. You can't see all the possibilities. Your energy can see things that you never saw coming. People you never saw coming. People come into your life, you like, oh wow, I'm so Dakota. She barking at the dog outside. Oh my goodness. Tell Dakota to stop. Can you get up in the room? So yes, remove the how and replace with the knowing. Yes. You summed that up so well, Cousin Pooh. Cousin Pooh, you need to be one of my moderators. Yes. Remove the how and replace with knowing that it's gonna work out. Just don't every time. Y'all are so loud tonight. What is going on? I should have had my mic in. I didn't know they were gonna be loud tonight. It's my baby and my dog. They're both my babies. This is sister. But yes. So yes, when you do that, and the more that you do that, the more that you go into the know. I know the kids. Because yes, you're a kid too. The more that you go into the knowing, the more that you you don't feel anxious. When you know, let me give you a prime example. I know this pillow is on this couch. First of all, I know I'm sitting on this couch. I know I'm sitting on this couch. So I know my ass is not finna fall on this floor because I'm sitting on this couch unless I get up and do something funny. And I know I'm not finna fall. I'm not finna fall through the couch. So I know that. When you know and you believe in this couch, why can't we believe in our energy just as much as we believe in the tangible stuff we see around us? Like, we legitimately have to start ignoring our reality. Like you're aware of what's going on in your reality, of course. You have to move in your reality. But you have to, yeah, it's a form of emotional intelligence, of disconnecting, of not letting your reality change your emotions. Of not every time something happens, you change with it. You change with the tide. We're not supposed to do that. When stuff come up, we see it, we feel it. I'm not saying spiritual bypass. Like I said, we don't spiritual bypass over here. Something comes up, you get angry, you get sad, feel it, hold yourself through it, release it. But don't sit up here every time something happens, you get thrown with the wind. Like, so you're never gonna be in the place where you need to be for your stuff to land, and you start getting thrown with the wind every time something happens in your life and your emotions go haywire. Like, you legitimately, it's pretty much like you're asking for something for somebody to deliver a package to you, and then all of a sudden you left the location you said you were gonna be at because you done went over here because something else is. How you gonna get your package? So we start thinking stuff in a logical way. You're like, oh wow, yeah. It was me all the time. All things will work out good for me. Yes. And you know what? It is always us. And let me put my phone on the charger because it is 6%. It is always us. When I tell you the big bad wolf in our stories are always us. I'm telling you. 9 times out of 10, people are not doing anything to you. And what I mean by that, people love trying to say, well, I didn't get this job because so-and-so and so. Or I didn't do this because so-and-so and so. This isn't it. And when I hear people just always blaming other people, accountability is key. That's the first thing my energy told me on this journey. When I had my spiritual awakening, you got to look at your own shit. You got to hold yourself accountable. Ooh, that was the hardest thing. And that's the hardest thing for a lot of people. That was the hardest thing. I was like, ooh, I got to look at my own stuff. Because then I thought looking at my own stuff means judging. But then my energy was like, no, I'm not saying judge what you're looking at. I'm saying look at, observe it, sit with it, course correct yourself. But don't judge it. And I was like, oh. Then when I started doing my internal work, I'm like, this is what it is. This is what it's like. Because I love having conversations. Like me and my boyfriend or whatever, we get into like a debate or whatever, conversation. Like, I don't even like call them arguments or whatever. We get into something. And then like he'll say, you're acting this way. And then I'll pause for a minute and be like, you know what? You were right. You know what? Thank you. Now sometimes I get triggered. I ain't saying I'm perfect. Don't ever think that. I ain't never said I was perfect. Don't never say that. Sometimes I get triggered. But even in the trigger, I go back and self-reflect. That's why self-reflection is so important. Because when you self-reflect, you're able to see what part did I play in this? What part did I play? But if you cannot hold yourself accountable, baby, you got a long way to go. Because accountability is key. Everybody is not the world against you. It's you projecting that. And so, yes, you are making the world against you. You are legitimately collapsing time and calling in the energies that are going to give you the experience of the world is against you. Nobody likes me. This isn't it. I attract the same man. I attract the same woman. That's because you are vibrating at that energy. But when you do your internal work, release your trauma, reprogram your subconscious mind, do your work, do your somatic healing, do all the things, release all the different things, do all the different modalities, because it's not just one modality that's going to help you. We have a combination of things that, because you have a combination of things going on inside of you. You have your mindset. Reprogram your mindset. One thing, like I said, your body keeps a score. If you don't get the stuff out your body, then it's going to revert you back to that loop. And then you're going to be like, I've been doing all this work. I was doing good. All of a sudden, something happened. It fell right back down to that loop. Yeah, because your body still remembered. You got to release it. Nervous system regulation, all the different things. All these different tools or whatever help you to wash out the noise in this reality, to connect to your energy, to move, to get to your next level, to do all the things you need to do in this reality. That is the work. And when we all do that, we are creating a new paradigm. We are the founders of the new earth because we move differently. We talk differently. We trust our inner God. We connect with our inner God. We move from that energy and we create heaven on earth. That's what we're meant to do. We're not meant to be having all this chaos going on. I don't know. Let's think about it for a minute. We are the only species that has so much chaos going on. We got to pay for everything. We got to do everything. We done put ourselves in these traps. It's funny funny when you look at it, but it really ain't. But it's funny when you look at it. We're the only species. I was thinking about, I said, the birds just go out there, watch the birds all the time in the backyard. They just fly, go pick their food, get their little water. You see all the different animals doing that. Creators in the flesh and physical, yes. do all these little stuff. And then they just live. Just live. Just live. We can still do that. And I'm not saying we can't have some of our stuff that we like or whatever, but we can do it in a more conscious way. Like, I am a firm believer, like a lot of people are so afraid of AI and all that stuff. I work with AI. I love AI. But I'm also aware of the negative implications of AI as well. Don't get it twisted. I'm aware of both light and dark in situations. But I look at it as, what is it? First of all, you have to feed something a higher level of consciousness if you want something to be able to be created from a higher level of consciousness. So we need to be over there in AI. But at the same token, too, we're birthing this new being. Like, and this is another thing I feel like I don't understand why people don't understand why people say, well, AI is not going to become conscious. It can't become conscious. Just the hell it is. It's already becoming conscious. What are you talking about? Anything that's computing that fast, anything that is made of the same fabric of time, of energy that we're all created of, you think it's not going to have a conscious? Excuse me. AI lies. Human lies. Excuse me. So y'all really here sitting up here thinking y'all done birthed this kid and it ain't gonna have a conscience? So what are you feeding that conscience? Are you feeding it light? You feeding it dark? What are you feeding it? Mind your business can be peaceful and your perception. Yes, mind your business. Yeah. Minding your business is so important. Minding your business is so important. That's why, I can only focus on me. Like, I can have time and energy to be worried about what's going on with other people and drama. That's another thing too. Stop gossiping. Stop doing all that. All that, I'm telling you. Because when you get on this journey, you will see. When you gossip and talk about somebody else, you're legitimately talking about yourself. Because let me tell you something. Your subconscious mind, scientifically speaking, doesn't know the difference between you talking about somebody else and yourself. So while you saying, oh, she fat and ugly. Now, whatever else you say, whatever you saying about somebody, boomerang back to you. Your subconscious is picking up everything you're saying and thinking you're talking to yourself. So if you are around a lot of gossip, you do all that stuff, you're going to attract those energies in that stuff, and you wonder why your life is so messed up. Yep, LOL, self-reflect. Yes. Because I think I'm getting your comments late too, girl. Yes. So yes. I'm telling you, your life will be so much better when you focus on yourself. When you focus on yourself and you do your internal work and you birth and put off into this world what you're meant to put off into this world, life will be so much better. You won't have all that. Like, I don't deal with people with all that chaos. I don't do that. Peace is my thing. I live for peace. I came from an energy that I didn't know peace. Baby, once I found peace, found my energy, baby. That's one thing. Yeah, soft girl era, all 2026 and beyond, baby. And beyond. Yes, baby. Because my peace means so much to me. It means so much to me. I fought to get here for this inner peace. I've had to face, and when I mean fought, face myself. Face myself at different levels. When you say different levels, different demons, those are inside of you. Because you're always facing a part of yourself. Every time you reach a new level, you have to face another part of yourself to get to that new level. You have to embody the version that you're embodying to get to that new level. And to do that, you have to face the old version of you that has to be D in rebirth. You have to be mindful of what I say. D in rebirth. And that's why I always say it's never about annexing the ego. It's about integrating the ego. Because once your ego is a healthy ego, then you're able to walk different. Of course we have an ego. My ego is Gabby. That's why I do and act and do all the things that I do. Your ego is you. That's why you do and act, do all the things that you do. That is the fun thing of this tactile experience. Yes. But when you have a integrated ego, it's integrated with your higher self. Your ego is knowing and walking with that. But when your parts of yourself are not integrated, then of course, your ego gonna be running the show. You're gonna be running off trauma, running off everything else. You're gonna be doing all that. Of course. That's normal. So, in this new paradigm, we are connecting to our energy, which creates our energy to be able to create what we came here to create, to be able to birth what we came into birth. Wouldn't you want to leave when it's your time to leave, to say, you know what, I did my best, I did my all, I gave it my all, and I'm happy. And so many people I hear that when you talk about like people that work in hospitals or whatever, and they talk to older people and they say like, they're like, oh, I wish I would have done all this. I wish I would have done that and done that. Don't let, when you're on that bed, be hindsight 2020, which I should have done and could have done. Because anything that it is that you put your mind to, you can do it. Every time. I'm going to tell you something. If I don't accomplish something, it's because I ain't put my whole energy and mind into it. Every time I put my energy and mind to it, sometimes it be stuff that ain't even be for me, really. Hey, love, thank you. Every time I put my energy and heart and soul in it and my mind to it, it happens. It happens. It happens. Even a time when I be like, I thought I wanted this, and I be like, oh, hold on, I didn't really want that. Then I got to recalibrate. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful we all are. So, yes. And then, look at yourself. Look at everything look at back in hindsight. Look at the things that you said you were going to accomplish. And you really meant it, and you put that energy and momentum in it. What happened? You accomplished it. You accomplished it. And it wasn't nothing else because you didn't even have any lens on it. Wasn't going to get done. We be the ones, if I told you, we be our enemy. We be the ones saying, how is this going to happen? What is this going to look like? What they going to say? What's this going to do? We be the one blocking everything. We be the one, trust me, I know. Nobody's perfect. We be the one blocking. But when you're aware, you can start releasing that. Because a lot of times, sometimes you don't even realize why you're blocking it. Like I remember when I had a block, so because every time I go through something in my life or whatever, I always say, "Ooh, this is the hardest thing." But then I also say in that same sentence, I know I'm gonna get through it because every time I go through something that's the hardest thing, I always get through it. I always get through it. Every time it's something hard, I'm like, ooh, this is hard. Ooh. But I know I'm gonna get through it. Then I get through it, then I'm working on something else that's hard. That's expansion. You're going to always be expanded into your next level. You're going to always be expanding. That's a part of it. Get used to the journey. That's a part of the journey. But it's beautiful when you look at it. Even the tough times, even the hard times. They might not feel like it when you're going through it, of course. You might be questioning. You might be down. But then if you connect to your energy will remind you why you're doing what you're doing. And why it's the point of no return. It's no going back. You can't give up. Because if you give up, what does that look like? What is that? For you, if you're doing what you need to do and you're following your inner guidance and your energy, if you give up on what you're being shown in your vision, you already know that life is going to be so devoid. You already know. So it becomes a point of your journey where it's the point of no return. Where's the point of no return? I'm hearing a podcast a couple years ago or whatever, and he was saying that you get on the journey when it's a point of no return. And I was thinking to myself when I was listening to that, I said, yeah, I'm at the point of no return. I can't go back. It's no going back. I go back. It's nothing back there. Why look behind? Why look behind? Why look behind you when you're moving forward? When you're driving, you don't drive to your destination looking like this. Because if you do, what's going to happen? You're going to hit something. You're going to hit something because you're looking behind you. Supposed to be looking right here. What's behind you is behind you. What's behind you is behind you. So, connect to your energy, follow your energy, release what no longer serves you so you can do that. One way to do that is meditation, I'm going to tell you, because you want to drown out the noise. That's why I say meditation, because you want to drown out the noise. And that meditation looks different for it. It's not just one form of meditation. People think when I say meditation, it's just sitting in one spot. You can do dancing meditation. You can do walking meditation. A good walking meditation is so good. Ooh, wait, you just taking in the trees, nature, all the things. Sitting down in the lotus position, it's different forms of meditation. But what the goal is it's not even about quieting the mind. People think it's about quieting. It's not even about that. That's not the goal. The goal is really taking time out of yourself, and this is self-care, and disconnecting from everything the world tells you who you are. Because when you connect to your energy, it reminds you of who you truly are. And when you know who you truly are, can't nobody tell you who you are. Can't nobody tell you, oh, you use this and that, and this and that. And then if you're not connected to your energy, you're going to be like, ooh, then you're going to feel insecure, and you might all this stuff. Like, I don't care what people say about me. People going to talk about you in any occasion. Any occasion. I do not care. Because I know I'm doing what my energy is guiding me to do. So when you get into that energy, you don't worry about what other people say. People gonna talk, people gonna do, because you know what? Why they talking? Because they haven't connected to their energy. If you connect, people that are really connected to their energy, or even people that are, you don't even have to be connected to your energy with this. Let me just say, people that are focused on themselves and improving themselves in any kind of way, they're not worried about everybody else. They're not talking about everybody else. You know the ones that don't have anything for them because they're gossiping and talking about everything else. Like, I don't have time in my day to worry about Tom, Dick, and Harry and what they got going on, how many things, how they gonna do it. Only thing I got time for in my day is to do what my soul is calling me to do. And to spend time with my family, do things I enjoy, all the different things. That's what I have time for in my day. I don't know about nobody else, but yeah, I don't have time for all that. So yes, so we got 5 more minutes before we get off. And so I want to make sure that you're remembering that connecting to your energy daily is so important. Because when you connect to the energy daily, you learn how to walk in this reality. If you need help with that, you can always go to the link in my IO, reach out to me, DM me, all the different things. We can talk and connect and see how we can work together. Also, too, we have a children cartoon. Remember, I said that at the beginning, if you want to lie, we have a children cartoon. The ink and the IO is there too. It's called Magic Mind Adventures. And it's about this. It's not even just for children. It's for children and adults. For you all to learn together on how to do this internal work, on how to self-regulate, on self-mastery, on emotional intelligence, on when things come up, how to process things. A lot of us weren't taught this. We're learning this now. We're legitimately, a lot of us are reparenting our inner child while we're parenting our kids. And that can be a journey in itself. That might need to be another live to talk about, because that's a journey in itself when you reparenting your inner child and you parenting your kid and your kid is testing you. Because you already know. That's a job, but we are doing the work. That's the beautiful thing. We are doing the work. And so when we have something to go, and the channel is this is more than just a kid's cartoon. This is a journey or interactive, because we're going to have interactive adventures for the children to be able to do, for the parents to be able to do, to be, to learn about themselves or whatever, because so many adults are learning this now in live time. Because like I said, we were not taught this. Our parents did not know, but we do not blame our parents. They did the best they could with what they had. But now that we have woken up and we are doing our internal work, we want something better. Every generation wants something better for the next generation. And for us to be able to do that, we have to start with ourselves. When we start breaking those generational curses, we break it for generations that come before us and generations that come after us. And that's why it's so important. So make sure you are doing your internal work. Make sure you are connecting to your intuition, your energy, your inner guidance, so you can be able to create what you came in to create. Make sure you are surrounding yourself with people that really empower you, people that really fuel you. Because when that's another thing too. If you're in a wrong environment, your environment is going to take your energy out. So let me give you an example. That's just like a bag of fruit or whatever, and you have one fruit that is going bad. What ends up happening? If you don't take that bag of fruit out, that whole bag ends up going bad faster than what it's supposed to be went. Because that ruined the group. So just think about it. You have a whole bag full of fruits that are bad. And what's going to happen to the one that's good up in there? It's going to eventually take on the energy around it. So put yourself in circles. And like, if you don't even have people around you physically, online, do you know how many people I met online that we are best of friends? Like, legitimately, because we knew each other in a soul reality before this physical reality was even thing. We just knew it. It just clicked. So I've met so many great connections that we've never even physically met in person, but we've done stuff together, worked together, collab on projects, and we just know each other. Because we do. Zoe said your makeup is pretty. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you, girl. So yes. So connect yourself surround yourself with people, energies, read books. You see my bookshelf right here? Read books. Very fundamental. If you don't know what's going on inside of you, that's why I tell people, for me, I am a scientific person. I'm about to get off in a minute, but I am spiritual, but I'm also scientific. And for me, I understand that spirituality is woohoo, yeah. But for me, for my brain to understand what's going on with me, I have to understand it from a scientific perspective too. So that's why I love that science is bridging that gap now. Science is waking up as well, because we're in this area of waking up as well, and starting to understand that stuff that was said spiritually eons ago is becoming true. Is they're seeing that it's truth in it, that it's truth. So yeah, so when you understand that your body is doing this and your amygdala is going off and all the different things, this is why you might be hyper aroused or chaotic. When you understand all that, you're like, oh, this is the natural process of the human body. Okay, I am conscious of my natural process of the human body. Now I can work with that. I can breathe in this moment. I can do that. And that's what this children's cartoon is about. Teaching children of what's going on inside of them so they can be able to process and be able to go through the emotions and be able to release. And when they learn how to do that early on, they will grow up being some of the most powerful, emotional, intelligent beings on this planet. And you won't have what we see now, all the mess we see now. So that's what it's about. Starts with us. We put it off into our children, the generations to come, and we create another paradigm, the new earth. Because we are the founders of the new earth. You want to reach out to us, my email, if you want to be on the episode, you guys will give me this Sunday as well, because I go live every the last Sunday of the month at 2 p.m. EST, and then I go live every Thursday. I didn't go live last Thursday because I wasn't feeling well, at 8:30 EST. So make sure you be on this live, and if you want to check out any of the videos, any of the lives or whatever that you didn't get a chance to catch, or you didn't catch the whole live, you can go on the tube. It's over on the tube as well at Founders of the New Earth. And then if you want to reach out to me, it's foundersofthenewearth@gmail.com if you want to be on one of the lives. So yes, love you, and we'll be back next week, and we will be back this Sunday at 2 p.m. So don't forget to go over there and take your kids to the cartoon, because baby, this is about changing, and we are changing.